Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for turning on another episode of Binge Bitches Talks Housewives. But before we get to the main story, I just want to take a quick moment. I'm going to bring in our co-hosts. They're back again for another round today of Bravo recaps. But before we start, we just want to go ahead and just know that we do understand the gravity of what is happening with the uprising and revolution that is happening with Black Lives Matters. And we are there with you guys, sometimes physically on the front lines. We're right now signing petitions for Breonna Taylor. And we just want to take a moment today and just we're resetting. We've been watching TV, so we want to have a little bit of a fun dialogue. But my one message that I do want to say to everybody is, out of everything that you guys can do and everybody, you want to give your stories and your input. But I think the biggest thing is just listening to Black voices and amplifying Black voices and understanding what the stories are and just kind of listening with a different ear now. Because things are serious and things are actually, there's a revolution happening. And so get on with it. And so if you see something, say something, but overall, just listen to your Black friends, listen to your Black politicians, listen to Black stories. It's just a big deal right now. And I think that's where we will find humanity. And, our little story, or our little show here is just for shits and giggles. And then we have a lot of fun with this. And we talk a lot of crap about Housewives. And we do take things really, really less seriously than what they are. But today just wanted to just give you guys a respite from those moments. And then we'll come on back into going back out there and fighting the fight and knowing what we need to do. So we do want to just say we're behind everybody with Black Lives Matters and that we just, listen to Black stories. Okay, so let's get over onto our Housewives talks, you guys. We had a week full of Bravo. So They had all kinds of new things going on. This is so close to me because I'm in a different room today. Okay, so I'm going to back this up so we aren't so up into this picture. Okay, so hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are talking. Let's start with a little bit of Vanderpump Rules just because they had their finale. We didn't really cover it this year, but Vanderpump Rules, sorta. We had the first reunion this week, and what were your thoughts? So give me some hot takes. What are you guys loving about this? I actually think they did a really nice edit with the whole Zoom call situation they had, and so it was nice to see more than one face at a time.
It was a really good virtual reunion. I thought it was better than Atlanta Wives one.
Like Atlanta was a tester. And it was like this one they figured it out. So
it was very well done.
Yeah. So if we have to have a social distance,
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, but it was still good, and people still got heated. They still got mad. It was great. Like I loved it. Okay. Yeah, it was definitely some good TV. I was like, yeah.
So we have Max that slept up with Kristen. I know Charlie. Charlie is the MVP.
Yes.
And I'm mad at the other girls for not supporting her because they're all threatened. They're all threatened by Charlie. They're threatened by the new girls, and that's why. And Dana is just she's like on for the ride with the other girls. What do you feel like?
Yeah. I feel like all the old girls or all the OGs made a pact to kind of defend each other, because you see that they're all like Lala's defending people. The only one who's not really there defending anyone from the OGs is Sheena. Sheena's like, look, the new kids came, they did what they had to do, they sold the story. So yeah, I mean, kudos to her for that. So the only time the OGs aren't with each other is when they're tearing each other apart. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, that's the thing is that Sheena is very much, she's kind of on the outs with the rest of the people because they haven't taken her as seriously, And so there's a little bit of, I think, a little contempt on her side that, you know what I mean? Let's bring in these new bitches. And if you guys are all old and married and have the same White House, go home. That's Sheena's whole thing. Okay, Max slept with Kristen. I don't want to spend too much time on Vanderpump Rules, but Max slept with Kristen.
Gross.
So.
Like she's
I don't understand. Is her vagina like the cave of wonders? Like you go in and you get what you want? Like I don't know, because I don't want to say Kristen's ugly. ugly. I don't think she's ugly, but she's not the most attractive girl I think there is on the cast. And yet the handsome guys have been sleeping with her. Like Jack slept with her, Tom Sandoval slept with her, and now Max slept with her. She's still got that chick ass. Like, I don't know, maybe she's putting it down good,
well
girl.
as everybody else. You know as well as everybody else. Crazy people are good in bed.
Yes.
That's what happens. And so that's the full situation here that is happening.
But then what I'm thinking is like, how big is Max's dick? Like, he's been with all these girls. He's one of those skinny white boys that has a big giant dick. It's gotta be.
Or it's just girth.
Yeah. The weight all goes to one place. It's girthy. I mean, it better be girthy.
Didn't he look kind of like? Didn't he look like?
Yeah,
he looks sad though. The whole entire reunion.
Like, I don't know. It's
well, because of
gross.
those remarks.
I did want to touch on something though, which I did think was fun.
What did you want to touch on? He is wild today. What is going on with his
I did want to touch on something though. I was talking to one of my straight friends about this, and I was like, because you know how the girls got so touchy. You know that Kristen was. What's wrong?
We sometimes can't hear you. No, you're fine. Yeah. Tell your story about your straight friend.
No, I can't hear you. Sometimes. Okay, so they were saying that I want to, because you know how what's her face, Kristen slept with Max, and they're like, well, Kristen, you're not a good friend because you know you slept with him, but you're trying to be friends with Dana. And I was asking my straight friend, I was like, do people get touchy about that? Because like in the gay community, we really don't get that touchy about it. Like unless it was like an ex that I'm like, hey, don't touch that person, then you wouldn't touch it. But we all kind of sleep with each other as gay guys, I think. Like, and we're just a little bit more loose about it.
No, I think it's a little bit different though, because the thing is, but no, I think that's different though, because Sheena dated this dude, and Dana dated him. So there's a difference between like you just randomly hooking up with John, and then Gunther goes and hooks up with John, and then you guys compare notes. That's one thing. But it's a whole different thing that this bitch bought him an iWatch. And that's your friend who you're calling because none of your other friends are calling you. Because the rest of the witches of WeHo aren't calling her. So her line back in is Sheena. And so it is a little shitty of her to do that. But my problem here is this is another place where Vanderpump Rules does this whole thing where the girls are always the demons and the guys are just lovable and, oh gosh, he did it. He fell in her vagina. You know what I mean? like it's just like this whole Max thing. Stay out of my business. Max, you're fucking everybody at the business. So everybody's gonna talk about your business. Like that's a problem there. But like he just, and for somebody who's supposed to be swanging something, it's supposed to be like, in quarantine, he is sad. He is sad, and he looks like he's been living off of ramen noodles because probably his checks haven't cleared yet. Like he was just, I'm so like, no. And then because when you know, like it was twice. Oh, fuck you, Max. And then Jax also, fuck you, Jax. I don't want Jax and Brittany on my TV anymore. I hate them.
I think they're done with it too. You can see that they're frustrated too with the show. Like you can see Jax is frustrated with it. And the only thing that pisses me off about that is this is what got you to where you are right now. You need to fucking appreciate that. Like, you know how many servers, I mean, I love being a server. I really do. I never really attained to have high goals of being like an actor or a model. But when I worked in LA at the Cheesecake Factory, I can't tell you how many people were trying to be actors and models and TV show people that were just hoping to get a break like that. Like, fucking appreciate what you got, dude. Like, you literally were famous for fucking nothing, for showing up late to work and sleeping with girls. Like, that's what you got your fame from. Fucking ride that train to the bank and just shut the fuck up.
The thing is he's trying to, but Jax is he just plays the victim all the time, and that's the whole thing here. Is that like the whole scene with Lisa was like, grow up. People die, things happen, move on with your life. This is where he is. And the thing is, Jax is just, he's a terrible person. And so, and the whole thing of Ariana's dad died and nobody coddled her. Nobody did anything special for her, but Lala got to live off of that for a whole season and be a bitch. And now Jax is doing the same exact fucking thing. These victim whining people. So I don't like Lala anymore either, and she used to be my favorite.
It's totally true. I totally agree.
I like Lala when she was a drunk.
I love fucking Lala. Yeah.
I don't like her anymore.
Yeah, I like when she was.
She needs to go back to drinking.
It's not even drinking. It's just.
Well, she's like. Yeah.
She's kissing ass.
She's friends with everyone now. Yeah, she is.
She's constantly like, if I would have heard him say
she's
that.
Friends with everyone now, so.
I just hate like her big girl act. You know what I mean? Like this big white girl act where she's just always, I would have done this and I'm gonna fight this and I would have took you out. Like, no, you wouldn't have, Lala. No, you wouldn't have. You would have said something, you would have pranced around, and then you would have been like, no, I'm out. And you would have yelled over the person. I don't like her anymore. It's kind of funny, like the new ones. Like, I want a show about Danica and Charlie. Those two, like, Danica, they kept flipping over her. She's like, motherfucker, these bitches. Like, she just hates everybody. And we need that. We need that energy. So.
I feel like
I do.
Add more new people.
Oh, hello. I love Danica. I wasn't really a big Charlie fan, but I like that she had the balls to go after fucking Jax. Like you said, take the big fish out. I was happy about that. So
yeah, we have a comment.
I was like, yes. I mean, I'm still not game that she had pasta at Olive Garden for the first time. Ooh, I love Corey. Hey, girl, what is Corey saying?
Corey says,
but Danica cannot be bothered with Max
and Kristen because she's her good friend.
Yeah,
so there's that. That's true. She did go for long hair, plain and tall. What's his name? Brett.
Yeah,
I don't like him. Cut him out.
Oh, I love him.
Ugh. Yeah, but she doesn't have any right. She has no right.
We do need to touch base on the. Yeah.
Touch base on what?
I said we do need to touch base on the fact too that I guess 10 years ago these boys said some racist things too. Like what was that? Like they were kind of vague about that, but I think that people could find it. So I don't know. Do we think that these boys have a chance at being on the show next season because of that?
I think Max does because Max has like kind of done penance and he's.
Hello.
I mean, if Max's was from 10 years ago. Like if Max's stuff was from 10 years ago, he was 14 fucking years old. You can't hold somebody to something before they're 18. You know what I mean? I would say, but I would say like even like the first year in college, but like then you learn, you motherfucking learn, and you process it, and you do by works and everything else. And he's marching in Black Lives Matters right now. He's doing that. He's, they're over there at Tom supporting. So,
all right. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So
if he says another shitty thing, then we're done. So
now Leah Michelle.
So we're done. Okay.
Leah Michelle. Everybody
that's
hates
another
Leah
story.
Michelle.
Leah Michelle.
Heather Morrison was like,
girl, that's a whole nother binge, bitches.
Everybody hates
girl,
Leah
shut the
Michelle.
fuck up, and I'm like, shut the fuck up and have your baby and just like do whatever the fuck you do.
Because you're done.
But her whole cast attacked her though. The whole cast came after her ass. Yeah. So I mean, girl. I mean, come on. When you got Artie coming after your ass, girl, you better just sit the fuck down.
Well, he's kind of a little bit of a. I've heard some podcasts with him in that, and so he's a sister. But who was it? Amber Riley.
I mean, Corey Monteith is rolling in the grave.
Yeah, but Amber Riley, she like didn't even tweet anything. She just sent a picture of her sipping some tea or whatever.
Yeah.
Like she used her own like picture from like Glee, just like sipping like. So that's a whole other story. But anyway, so we'll talk more about Vanderpump Rules.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
We'll get into some good stuff. Okay, let's start with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They jam-packed this episode, y'all.
Yeah, they did.
They really did. They they shot their
This episode was amazing.
Okay. Like they gave us a dinner in the beginning where there was a shady moment. and then they gave us a whole a backyard barbecue at Kyle's, and we know that shit happens at Kyle's
all the time.
So, why is Disney Plus opening up on my phone? What's going on with my life? Okay, so
no, and that was no fucking barbecue. Again, I have to say, like for the third or fourth year, this wasn't a fucking barbecue.
Having like full blown like party.
It's never a fucking barbecue ever.
It was all Mexican. Okay, so when they begin, it was like this was called Mind Your Peas and Barbecue, which I thought was kind of cute. It was episode 8 of season 10. We are full on in. What are you doing with your sound? It's you.
I'm doing nothing. I'm gonna leave and I'll come back. It's me. Hold on. Let me look. Now it's not muted. I don't know what's going on.
This girl.
All right, hold on. Let me leave and come back and see if that.
Okay, now we're gonna talk shit about nothing. Okay.
Perfect. God, you see what she's wearing today? God.
Yeah. He's gonna have to catch up on this because I want to keep this still going as we process. Okay, the beginning of this episode started off like a movie, like a horror movie, and it was like like the voiceovers and like the kids on the slides and shit like that. And so he's back.
That's much better.
You're the problem child today. Can't take it.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So we're talking about the beginning of the episode. It started off like a horror movie because they were like showing the kids on the slides, and they're like, "Reet, where are you going?" And then like they have like the little voiceovers, I don't want to take this shit, and like they're just kind of like back and forth. But then I love how Kyle, because Kyle always wants to be something, and I hate her. So like Kyle, when she's like, I know what you're thinking. And I was like, this bitch thinks she's in Clueless. She thinks she's Cher and Clueless. She was like, my daddy is the biggest litigator. They're the scariest lawyers. Like, that was the beginning. But Kyle's like, I know what you're thinking. It looks like the best barbecue in the world. But it didn't end that way, And barbecues are her thing.
Not at all.
So they had that like little thing, and then they do and then they rewind back, and they have to go to Garcelle's little thing. So Garcelle has LA Mission, where she has been a philanthropist, which is great. And so,
yep,
I love these kind of causes and things, and it's really, really wonderful that celebrities can show themselves out like this. And the fact that Nick Cannon was the MC, it's like y'all live in LA, and like it's just real easy for him to leave his house and go down the street if he's free. So I'm very jealous.
Well, he divorced Mariah Carey. Those alimony payments aren't coming in, I guess.
No, I mean the thing is that's good money. That's like a quick like 50 grand a lot of times, like for those people. And the thing is, and he probably didn't even get that much because he probably donated his time. You know what I mean? Like he probably donated a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So, but they only showed 2 seconds of him. They were not giving him very much time.
No, that's true. Yeah. They're like, sorry, bro, we're not giving you no time on the show.
Yeah. But, so as they were like kicking into the whole thing, they show Teddy has a glam team now, which she didn't have before.
No.
So he's got
her that well.
Okay. But why does she have a fake Dorit on her glam team?
Why does she have a what?
Teddy has a fake Dorit on her glam team.
Oh.
Like, one blonde girl looks just like Dorit, and I think that she thought like, if I get something that looks like Dorit, it'll be like Dorit.
Fake Dorit, yeah.
Totally. So, and then this girl, and then Teddy goes out there looking like a silver tamale. Like, I was not a fan. I was not a fan.
Her hair looks good.
She did. Her hair looked very good.
I mean, she did better than Denise, and I love Denise. I think she's the natural beauty of the group. But girl just showed up in a fucking jumpsuit. Like it was like she got that from set. Like
she didn't have
her purse.
She didn't have a clutch, nothing. She was like, she was coming in. Well, she knew she was coming and going. That's why I think she was like, "I'm gonna come here for this,
so
and I'm gonna leave."
She wasn't
Like,
paying for anything. She was not making donations. She was there for dinner. She had to go. So,
Erica looked amazing though. That was
Erica
like
did look amazing.
She
Erica
looked
was
so
like,
hot.
"Oh gosh."
She was
Or
giving me like J-Lo vibes.
Yeah,
except
that
I
dress
hated,
looked great.
the thing is with the whole, like, when they show them all arriving, Erica arrives
Yeah.
and she arrives like an empty, like, there's nobody there on the side of the hotel. She's just like, oh. You know what I mean? It's like, people, like, why'd they drop you off around the corner? Like, get to the freaking event. You know?
I mean, it's a charity event. I don't think they would have like paparazzi or anything. So unless they knew that they were filming or something. So
could you imagine though, like, if you bought a ticket to this event and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden all the housewives are at a table near the front, like all of them, and you're just
I'd go
like,
crazy.
oh yeah, I definitely would freak the fuck out. I'd be like, I'm getting a picture with all these bitches now.
I mean, that's the thing is like they cut a lot of that kind of stuff out, like, you know, when that does happen.
For sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that takes a lot of time from the ladies. So.
But it is kind of like incredible because I was thinking, because, like, you know, we do, I'm gonna plug people. Home Start San Diego, please donate, give, and Weldon Family. So we do those kind of things.
Yeah.
And like, and you walk in and it's just like, oh, okay, there's Union Bank table, there's this table here, and I'm like, hey, how, you know, and then if all of a sudden you were like, there's the Real Housewives table, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life?
How much do I need to bid for that? How much do I take
like,
all my money? Take all my money.
Yeah.
What did I take? What did I take before I got here? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
So there's this whole thing though. So when Lisa and Garcelle are on their way there and they're talking about Denise.
Yeah.
And so they keep on bringing up this whole Denise, you know, talking about the threesomes in front of the kids and blah, 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 blah. And it just gets so, ugh. And so it's just, it's one of those things that, like, I don't love how Lisa is, you can see she's manipulating this. She's going to turn this.
No, she is totally.
She's going to spin this.
Like, yeah. She's definitely the villain for the season, which sucks because I love Lisa Rinna so much. But I mean, a lot of the stuff she's doing herself, though. I mean, like Denise said, that was her friend of 20 years, and she's coming after her. She's like, why now? Why in front of all these women? Because y'all got cameras on you now. That's why, girl.
Yeah.
She's playing the fucking game. I mean, I hope, like, in my heart of hearts, that the two of them are just like somewhere drinking fucking Casamigos right now, laughing about the shit that they created, and it's a little fake, but I don't think it is. I think there's some real shit going on there. So
I think it's a low blow. I think it's a low blow to Denise, because the thing is like the first episode was Denise dealing with the whole child support and everything else from Charlie Sheen, and so. Yeah. Why isn't your good Judy dropping this shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
so, exactly. Yeah, she should just like,
yeah, she just like let it go, girl. Like, so that, and the thing is, and she even says, like, what Denise said in the car, she would never say to her face, and it's gonna come back and bite her in the ass, like that whole thing.
Yeah,
and it's,
but I love that Garcelle is on her side though too. Garcelle's like, hey, I totally get that, like, because she's a mom, and like, and the rest of them should get that too because we're moms. We should get that. So. I mean,
that's the thing, is that we don't have the same conversation when the kids are in the room that you wouldn't, and it's just
absolutely.
Deep. And the thing is, and if this shit would have been reversed anywhere else, you know what I mean? If they would have had these conversations with Portia in the room, shit would have been like Kyle would have used it. She would have been all over that shit. But it's just it's I don't like the narrative, and so. And then so, anyways, I wrote Denise is in a jumpsuit because I was also shocked. So I just have that in the notes.
I was really unimpressed with that. She looked prettier at the dinner table with her and Aaron than she did in that fucking jumpsuit. Okay. Yeah,
she just kind of like, I think she got out of set and she was like, "This is easy, flop, flop, flop." She had that in the trunk. Remember, I used to have like clothes in my trunk all the time. There's a whole thing here with Sutton. Sutton and Erica go to the bathroom, and in the middle of right before they're about to go now,
they didn't know though.
But still, then you also go quick. Why are you taking your time? like get in and get out. I have in here too, I wrote down Ali Landry. So Ali Landry, they're leaning hard into wanting to get her on. They want her on this show. You can kind of feel it.
Oh, yeah.
So Garcelle wants a homegirl that she can trust that's going to be on her side. And is Nelson frozen? There he is again. What is wrong with your Wi-Fi? You need to start.
No, I'm good. I see you again.
She's sitting outside of Starbucks right now, acting.
Bro, I live in a fucking apartment building. There are fucking.
She is serious.
Starbucks still got martinis, girl. Okay.
Yeah. If you lean over the one side, you might be able to get the McDonald's Wi-Fi. It's real close to your house. But anyways, this whole thing though, Ali Landry. So like, I have this whole issue with like when Ali goes up there to like start talking, and did you notice like Garcelle and Kyle are like, Ali, like, and it was so like Garcelle was like, that's my friend, and Kyle was like, it's my friend too.
Yeah.
You know. She's so like because that's what Kyle is. She's the kind who like she sees what you got, she wants it too. That's my friend. She's always been my friend. I love her. You know what I mean? So
like a one-upper.
Oh, really? Very much so.
Yeah, but when has Ali Landry been on the show since Kyle Richards has been on the show? Though let's do that, okay?
Yeah, why didn't you help me get on, girl? You know I was a single mom too. You know what I mean? But Ali got some good. Ali has some good past stuff though. I wrote here G's speech. So Garcelle's speech. She wants her boys to be proud of her. It was sweet, wonderful. It's good to see this kind of thing. We love a philanthropic celebrity. Garcelle's just fabulous. Oh my God, when she showed up in The Crown and her son was like, "Is that real?
Is that real?
Are those real diamonds, Mom? Because you hanging out with these money girls now. So like, what's up?"
She's like, "Get away from me."
Well, did it like a couple episodes ago?
Yeah, right. I want some
Yeah,
Gucci.
like,
if you got diamonds on your head, I better get some fucking Gucci. Okay,
that's true. You're gonna get Gucci. So
it's great, and I have to say it is absolutely amazing to have Garcelle back because the bitch delivers. I love her. She answers these questions head on. She's not scared of these women. I'm like, oh, please, let's have Garcelle for many more seasons to come because she is giving us what we need. Like, she's stirring this boat. Like,
she is
when she's there.
I wish she would have had. I wish though in that moment she would have had just a little bit more of like a tangible thing that like, this is how you glaze over me, Kyle. This is how you make me feel less than. And I think it might be something that maybe has to do with off the camera. I have a feeling. It probably was like promo. Yeah. It was probably something in there at some point that like, you know. I don't know. I think there's we always have that fourth wall there that's like, what is going on? I love.
How did Garcelle know to come on though?
How do you mean?
Like Lisa's friend then?
I think she was Lisa's friend. Yeah, that was her connect in with Lisa.
I think she was Lisa's friend. So Sutton and Garcelle are both from Lisa. So
okay,
they're both from Lisa's camp, except for Sutton's on her way over to Kyle's side, and
she's up Kyle's ass.
She really is.
Yeah,
but
like big time.
Yeah.
Kyle's the matriarch. She's the one who's like the winner. Yeah. So what else do we have? I have when Denise left. Okay. I don't blame her for leaving. You could have brought up this shit during dinner because you had dinner that you were sitting there at the table. And not only that, but this bitch lives in Malibu. You are in Hollywood. This is an hour to get home.
Yeah.
She's got to memorize 30 pages, and then she got to get her ass there again at 6 a.m. back to the same spot. Girls, leave her alone. Leave her alone because she's working.
Yeah, leave her alone. Yeah. But see, the only one that got that was Garcelle. Garcelle's like, "Oh, you gotta work, girl? That's fine. Like, don't worry about it."
Garcelle's like, "I work for shows."
I do give Denise shit though for being like, I have 30 pages of dialogue to remember, only because like last episode when we saw them putting the scripts in the couch, I was like, girl, please, we know y'all reading that shit before you tape real fast. Like,
Well, they do refresh, but you need to know your lines because you're not always sitting at a couch.
no, for sure, absolutely, you need to know your lines, yes. But they had those scripts on the couch, and that I was dying. I was like, oh shit, these bitches have their scripts on the couch.
True thing. But I love that that we have Garcelle, that she is kind of challenging Kyle a little bit, and like, so what do you know about me?
Yep.
Like, Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, I know about your kid, and I know that you moved.
What'd you get from my IMDb?
I know that you're black and you have a Fendi shirt. And, like she really, like Kyle was just like, your kids and you are moving, but she hasn't taken the time to kind of get to know her better. When she has taken the time to go over to Sutton's house. That's something too, though, is that she's taken the time to go over somewhere else. So, like, if you know that Garcelle's busy, but you could put your little olive branch out there and go over there. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, absolutely, I agree with that 100%.
When Garcelle said, "When Kyle's interested in you, she's a great friend. Ask Teddy, don't ask Dorit."
Oh yes, yes. And this
that was a moment. That was like, she was like, "Ask Teddy."
It was amazing.
And it was like, ooh, this is all gonna come back out. I want to know who really is friends right now. Like, that's
so
the
good
thing too, is that they're all still following each other because it's that early in the season. But after like mid-season, they start unfollowing. So I want to know who hates who right now. And so that's the thing, is that they're kind of in there because Denise is still following everybody. So because they're obligated to, because they're contracts. But I think after the mid-season trailer, they'll be allowed to start with each other, which will be fun.
Probably, yeah. Also, I really don't think Denise gives a fuck to follow people or unfollow them, so she probably just keeps.
Probably. She probably has somebody doing it.
She's also following Charlie Sheen right now, okay? Let's be honest about that.
I want to know where my money's doing.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So, anyways, so we flip over. Denise and Aaron now at this restaurant whole situation where basically we're starting to see a little bit more of how Aaron's a mess, and he's a little bit
loco.
He's a Neanderthal. Like, he's like a little. He's a brick. He's Encino Man.
Like, he got a big dick.
So hot. So
we can't do that. This is why we have been.
He's got a big dick, girl. He's got a big dick.
Just because you're hot and have a big dick doesn't mean anything. Look at Billy Santoro. We see what happened to Billy Santoro just this week. You lose 200,000 followers.
That's true.
When you're a terrible person.
So he ordered A1 sauce.
That was hilarious.
With the steak though, so I was kind of like, you gotta go.
Okay.
I love A1 sauce.
Me too. I will take your A1 sauce.
You have to go.
This
bitch will take shots of it.
Seriously, like, I will put A1 sauce on a cracker. Like, that is fine food. I'm a fancy bitch. I have crackers, cheese, and A1 sauce.
That's disgusting.
I will go roll into Outback Steakhouse and be like, "Can I get some A1 sauce for this?"
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I'll bring my own. I don't just got house.
I mean, yes. I mean, Outback Steakhouse has it, but to like Fleming's, or if you're going to like,
you can ask
Ruth Chris's, those places don't have that shit. Okay.
Yes, they do.
I don't think so.
The
you
higher
can ask, and they're gonna give you a dirty look. They'll be like, "Can you leave?"
No, the higher end ones had that shit somewhere hidden for those kind of VIP guests that got the money, because nouveau riche, baby. Like, I'm from Ohio.
Sure.
I'm from Ohio. Give me some A1 steak sauce, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna like what you did. I don't truffle butter. No,
they throw it in a silver ramekin, and there you go.
For real.
Truffle butter on your pussy.
Wait. Denise's order was, I wrote it down, mashed potatoes. She wanted a salad with cucumber and shaved parmesan.
I know.
No dressing,
cucumbers, and pepper. Yes.
What? I mean, like, if that's what you have to eat to be like famous, I'm gonna eat that.
right?
You still get mashed
But she
potatoes.
did have she did have the Casamigos though, so I mean maybe that's why she's only eating that. Like she's like prioritizing what she needs in her life.
These people like mainline customers.
Yeah.
She has to have.
But I mean, we saw Denise Richards from the jump though. Remember, she was like, I'm not impressed by all this fancy food. She's like, I prefer to order off the kids menu. So her palate is not like the most refined, you know. She doesn't give a fuck. The bitch wants to just eat burgers and beans and be country as fuck. Okay.
I'm here for it. I'm here
so
for
her,
it.
that was maybe nice. But
I would go out to eat with her. Like that.
So,
I'm
I mean,
down.
at the end of the day, she spent $25 for that salad and $10 for that side of mashed potatoes. So she still rang up a $35 check plus the $20 drink. Bitch spent $55 on her meal alone. Okay, so and then Aaron had the fillet. That's another $50. Hey,
You went home happy. She went home happy. So, who's the winner? Like,
right? Exactly. Aaron, because he bit her in the ass when they got home.
Well, here's the thing too. Did he say something about biting her fingernails? Her nails?
No, biting her ass. Biting her ass. He's like, well, I can bite your ass.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand some of that. Oh, wait. So the only other thing I took from this scene was when Denise was like, so why does Rinna feel like this way? Is it because she's still upset about not getting Wild Things?
What was Rinna up for Wild Things? I want to know that. Like, was she that between Denise Richards and Rinna?
She probably was. I bet you those girls were all in the same like rooms because that's how they got to know each other because they would always be in the same like auditions.
I would love to know that. And how different would Wild Things been if Lisa Rinna was in it? Because I don't see Rinna doing that fucking sex scene. You needed a sex pot like Denise Richards to do those sex scenes. So
well, it's a different.
I mean, Rinna probably could have done it, but then probably wouldn't have got Melrose Place. But that's not to say because Denise Richards was on Melrose Place too. So I don't know.
The thing is, Denise has worked a lot. Denise has so many credits. Like she has just been a steady in there, always working. Always.
Oh my God. I have to tell you, so I love my Lifetime movies, and last weekend they were doing a Lifetime movie marathon, and they were doing like the Secret Lives of Cheerleaders, and Denise Richards was the fucking mom in the movie. I was like, she's the mom. And of course, like her daughter's trying to be the cheerleader, and Denise is like, well, I was the cheerleader back in my day. I was captain. It was just like, this movie's so fucking stupid, but I love it. So,
like
Lifetime giving them checks, girl. So
what's the thing? Lori Loughlin lost it all.
Right? No. Right? No more checks for Lori Loughlin.
Like she lost all that shit, and then they made like 80 movies like last year just so they don't have to put her stuff in rotation anymore. So they don't have to owe her. That's the thing too. Not only that, but I think that because like companies like Disney and your companies like Hallmark, they will find any way they can to not have to like pay you again. You know what I mean? Because you still make residuals in your kind of show. But when they got those morality clauses in there, man, if you've been in trouble and you're arrested for a felony, a lot of times that's done. You're donezo. So they can start playing her movies again one day, and she won't be making movies of it. But that'll probably be like 10 years down the road because Candace Cameron Bure and Denise Richards got it on lock. So and Lacey, that's the thing. It's just like so like
Valerie Bertinelli.
So much. Okay, so they flip over. Everybody's going over to the party. They just show these cute little scenes. Dorit with Phoenix in the Chanel bag. I have to hold it on my arm like this.
Oh my God. Can we talk about how cute the fucking Moschino dress is on fucking Phoenix though? I love me some Jeremy Scott. But that little Moschino teddy bear dress, I was like, oh fuck, I love it so much. It's so cute. I was like, good job, Dorit.
Dorit took that off of her as soon as the cameras left and took it back to the store. We're on the inside. She's like, Mommy just bought a house. We have to take this dress back. Like, yeah.
Right, because how much does that dress retail for? Probably a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie.
It's probably like a $15 dress looking for a kid.
Probably, yeah. So,
Yeah.
So, or maybe it might
but it
be,
was cute. So
it'll be $7.95 probably, like those, like the Ted Baker
or
stuff.
who knows? Maybe Jeremy Scott gave it to her because he does do that for a lot of the girls that he does stuff with. So
So Garcelle's kids, what did they say? Oh, and they were like, "This house is better than our house." When they're rolling up to the house.
She's like, well, maybe
I
Kyle
know
will want to live with a smart ass
she's
kid.
just Garcelle's is laughing. She's like, "Fuck these kids!" Like she's like, "If these cameras weren't on me, I would whoop you right now."
So here's the thing. I would rather watch Garcelle and her kids than like Rinna and her kids or Kyle and her kids. Like there's something more like
Sure.
there's something more real, and like they're boys, so they don't give a shit about how they really look so
More
much.
down to earth.
Yeah, there's just, and that's too. I think,
Yeah, for sure,
you know,
absolutely.
Mom has kept them out of the spotlight for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a little bit more things. So we
Yeah,
get to Kyle's barbecue.
sure, absolutely.
Okay, so the takeaways from Kyle's barbecue.
Which is not a fucking barbecue.
Mauricio's not there.
Oh, we don't get Mauricio this episode. I just realized that. I was like,
No, that's why everybody was a little bit like, because nobody was high. Nobody had weed. Like
no one
everybody
was high. There was no one there to give them weed. No one was relaxed.
The other takeaways I have too are like, what happened to Glenn? What happened to big fat sweaty Glenn who used to throw all your parties, Kyle? This is rude. No fat burger. There's no fat burger at this party. No
fat burger. No fat burger.
Quesadilla.
And she said she needed burgers because some of the kids wanted burgers, but they didn't get fat. They went to fucking Costco and just got a fucking patty of meats, okay?
Totally.
Totally. They probably went down the street. They didn't even go to Costco. That was Ralph's. She probably, okay, so the other thing I have, another note I have is that why does the little yurt tent in the back look like Sir inside? Like, she really wants to be Lisa Vanderpump, y'all. She set up a Sir in her backyard for the afternoon. Like she was like,
I don't know, that's funny. But I do have to say that tent didn't look like it could fit anyone. It looked like they had to like go down to like get in the tent. What was the purpose of that?
It's like a little fun area for the kids to hang out.
Also, I just want to say, as an old man, gotcha. Yeah.
I love it.
As an old man, though, that needs back support, none of those fucking chairs had back support. And I was like, fuck this barbecue.
They were all on the ground.
I'm not staying here very long. I'm going back on the porch with the boys in the rocking chairs where I can get some back support, okay?
Well, the thing is you have to use your core to eat a tostada. And then like she also like the other thing too is like when you sit in those kind of chairs, like you really have to be shaped like Dorit, because when you have like a little bit of something extra on your body, you know that you just look like another blob on top of the blob when you're sitting there like all like hunched over and you're just like, oh hey guys, you know, like you have to like keep checking yourself like, oh posture, get those shoulders back.
Well, poor Teddy, she's like, I know with this group that I'm not pregnant. Like they're doing all this shit. She's like, can't sit, she can't eat, can't drink. Like she's going nuts.
Nobody remembers that she's pregnant ever. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like nobody remembers. Hey,
Never,
she's
yeah.
pregnant.
They don't remember she's pregnant because they don't remember she's coming. That's why.
Kyle's ugly outfit.
That was ugly.
Oh my god, so bad.
Like Kyle, like those are pajamas.
Yeah, it was awful. I was like, what is she wearing?
Like, you know, like when you like have to put on, like, you know, when you've been sick for a few days and like you're like, oh, I need to stay in pajamas, but I got to put on like good pajamas so I feel crisp because you've been sick. Those are those pajamas that Kyle was wearing. Those are like, I've been sick for a while and think, oh, P.S. Like everybody's been sick and everybody's like, yeah, I got a little bit of a sore throat. I'm going through this. And it's like, go home. This is why you're like this. We are in quarantine because of you bitches. Constant. Nelson's frozen again. She needs to pay for Wi-Fi. Where did she go?
Just loading.
I'm going to take her out and bring her back.
Oh.
She's loading again. Anyways, Come back, Nelson. You're our only hope. Okay, so what else do I have in here? I have Kyle in an ugly outfit. She's telling everybody they need to be Beverly Hills casual. She ain't back yet. Kyle, I wrote, Kyle wants Cruz to like her. So Kyle wants a little kid to like her.
No, she's not back on.
She don't got a camera yet. There it is. There she is.
Hi, girl.
Your Wi-Fi sucks.
This show is about luxury, and you are not
luxurious.
So,
I know my Wi-Fi totally sucks. I've told Colin about it. I'm like, girl, we were paying way too much for fucking Wi-Fi for the shit to suck. I was all like, so, let me move.
Well, my router is 3 years old.
I'm like, in my room, so, this is fine.
Actually, a little better. So, okay.
What's up?
About this end scene. So Denise and Aaron, they do not want to go. Then they show up and Aaron has crystals for them to put inside their panties or something.
Like to put on your liver if you have a headache.
Do you think he's using crystals right now for when he's in quarantine?
Oh hell no! She probably threw those crystals away.
How about crystals up her feet? What else do I have here? Denise didn't bring the kid. And so this is going to be so much drama. And she's on one way, she's like, well, the girls have something to do. No, like her older daughters are not going to want to be in that bouncy house. So Kyle, back off. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many selfies they can take in your yurt. And like Eloise, I understand her whole thing with like, it's a date night for mom and dad. We work 6 days a week. We wanted a night off. So Eloise was, with friends or whatever. Or she was doing a sleepover. So I get it. She didn't want to bring her back. Oh my God. Look at the Blair Witch Project happening right now. What is happening?
I'm like, I'm moving. Maybe if we move location.
In the
this will be better.
Are you going to poop?
Yeah, I'm in the bathroom now. No, I'll sit on the toilet though. Here we go. I think that's better now.
It's like the best one in your house.
Fucking AT&T.
I have AT&T.
That's better now?
Yeah, I have
Yay!
It is a lot better. Okay, so you have to do that in there from now on. Okay, so getting into this whole fight. So my takeaways from this are Garcelle's the only person who is like even coming to Denise's like aid. You know what I mean? And did you guys notice that Lisa Rinna drops a bomb and then goes and like she keeps leaving?
Yeah.
And so like the whole thing is like, I still have an issue, but not with somebody who's not at this table. And like Kyle's not getting it. Kyle wants her to like come out and say it's Rinna. And like Denise is just kind of sitting there like, so it's not, I don't have an issue with anybody at this table, but like, well, say it. And it's like, it's Rinna, you dumbasses. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
This girl. So this was kind of amazing. Teddy actually got a little bit of a backbone, and she was like actually coming in here and there.
Well, like, Denise was like saying that she's a shitster, which I don't think she is. If anyone, it's Kyle and Rinna.
Well, the thing is Teddy kept on like bringing it up. You know what I mean? And like, and then this whole like bad mom dialogue started, and it was like, and it's Teddy's feeling insecure because like she's like one of those she's an accountability coach. So the thing is so if something's shitty, she needs to take advantage of it and process the situation. And they were talking dirty in front of kids, so she needs to now not feel so bad about it. Is basically Teddy's it. And so,
but then Denise is throwing F-bombs and Phoenix is right there. Like, it's like, really?
Yeah. But Phoenix is like what, 2, 3, or 4? Also, that should have been Dorit's cue to maybe pick up her daughter and then take her somewhere else to like handle whatever was happening, because there were adults having adult conversations. So I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, Denise was heated and in the moment, I don't think she wanted to have to censor her feelings at that time. So I don't blame her for saying F-bombs. Trust me, I mean, if you didn't grow up hearing an F-bomb, girl, just wait.
The thing is, it's inappropriate to like be swearing in front of somebody's like toddler age child. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But the thing is the little girl kind of came up out of nowhere and Denise just turned the other way. So it's not like she was completely in full focus of what was happening. But then the other part of this too is it has to do with the subject matter and the comprehension of that subject matter. Because the thing is, it's like the whole thing was if you're talking about threesome, and Aaron said, like, I don't like how Aaron handled this. I don't like how he talked to these women at all. Aaron was shit, you know, like in the scene. And so, but like, I just think it's like, it's this whole thing with like how they're all turning around on, they're turning it around on like Kyle's like, she's saying it's mom. She doesn't want to bring her people around.
I'm so annoyed right now.
What are you doing?
Hello? I'm here. I'm here. I'm doing nothing, girl. I'm doing nothing.
I'm trying to
listen.
You have like a weird delay. We're like in a conversation in the future, and you were like in the past, and we can. Hold on.
Oh my god! I'm like, she's done. She's leaving now. Bye.
There was this whole thing when Lisa, like, you know, well, what did you say to Sammy? And this is another instance where it's like Denise is like, you're bringing up my kids again. And just because you want to bring up your kids doesn't mean I want to bring up my kids. And that's what's not like, where are Kyle's kids? Where was Portia this whole time?
Yeah, exactly. We don't know where they were. Yeah,
Well,
so but they were not around. They were not around the adults though. So
Portia was on the slide. They showed her one time.
They did.
Yeah, she was there, but the other girls weren't.
Because Portia's usually like in like the background of a scene. Like she's like that person who's like,
yeah. No, they showed her on a slide at one point.
She like slides through like a TikTok video. So I love Garcelle saying like, say what you feel. And then we have Aaron who starts interjecting, which just sucks, which is like, you know, he wants them to move on from this subject, but the way that he's doing it isn't really respectful to these women. Like it's really it's dismissive. It feels like your teacher, like when you were like in high school that just okay, are we done with this now? Like it's like a gym teacher. That's what he is. Like he's like, okay, so we're done. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next subject. We're done now, right, ladies? And it's like, ooh, who the fuck do you think you are? And you have all these alpha women at this table, and they're all like, oh, I'm gonna jump out of my skin right now. Like Erica had to leave the table. Erica was
biting her tongue.
No, I'm fine. I'm not dealing with this shit. So, and then we also have like Rena, who at this point she can use this as a moment to also walk away one more time, and she's like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit, you know. But like, Aaron, you're in the wrong. Talk to these girls like this. I have a quote from Aaron. When people win, also people engage because they want to see how those people won.
Like, I'm so lost by that. Is that like some Yoda shit? Like, what the fuck?
He's like Gandhi or something. Like, I don't get it.
Here's the only thing I can think of, and that is that Aaron is being conscious of the cameras at this moment, and he's kind of doing a fourth wall break, and he's producing it because he's like basically saying like, move on, because when people see you guys win, they want to engage more with you guys, and they want to see how you guys won. So it's almost like I think that's coming from this, but since he's dumb as a box of hair, it sounds different. Like he's just it comes across. I don't like that he said, there was that moment that he told Denise, like when they were like, okay, so they were like leaving. Erica hates him, I wrote. Denise told, stop it, you fucking shit, sir, to Teddy. And Teddy calls her Dorit. And when Denise goes, I'm Denise, you're just used to shitting on Dorit. Like, that was a great moment. It was like, oh, let's snatch your wig one more time and bring this bitch back into the conversation because, you know, piece of shit, Ted.
Yeah.
Love this. I feel like Teddy's gaslighting her. That's what I wrote here. That
For
Teddy's
sure,
been
absolutely.
Teddy, like, you sat there at the dinner in Santa Barbara and you said that you were over it, and we had been sitting there, we were talking for 2 hours, and all of a sudden you decided you were done with it. Bitch, we were talking for 2 hours about the one subject. Yes, I want to be done with this now. What else do they have to examine? This whole situation. This is how New York moves on from the fight, and they find something else to fight about. So, they are going to bring something else up. These are crazy. So I cannot wait to get into them. But, I don't know. She's used to you shitting on you. Anyways, Teddy, Aaron, basically, Denise gets up and she's like, we're leaving. And so, and this is where it gets she's like, he's drunk. She's like, get up, we're leaving. He's not even realizing what's going on. He's still talking.
Yeah.
And then
look in the mirror.
And then we got Erica.
I like what I see.
I like what I see. Okay, that look on Erica though, is she not the new cool version of okay, the Descendants on Disney Plus? You know what I mean? The whole Descendants. Okay, doesn't she look like what Cinderella's stepmother would look like if they designed it? She's got the big sleeves, the hair like this, the black big collar, those. It's ooh, she looks like a Disney evil stepmother when she's in the mirror. I was that is it's Snow White. It's happening. So, baby, don't say anything. Baby, don't say anything. He says, I'm gonna crush your hand. As she's pulling him, I think she probably was digging her nails into him, but he needs to explain that because it sounded very abusive and I didn't like it. What else? I just have here that Teddy's really touchy with this whole situation. I don't know why I wrote that. And then they're gone like the wind, and they leave. And so with all the girls kind of going after them, and I think Kyle knows. Oh shit! I fucked up with the fan favorite. I think that's the reason why he was upset. Kyle didn't care that Denise was leaving. Kyle cared about how this is going to look later, I think. And then we had the mid-season trailer. So that was the end of that episode. It was a good episode. Mid-season trailer showing us that we're going to get more. Kim is back.
Yeah.
Kim is encouraging Kyle
Kim's
to run.
back. We got
Brandy.
We got all our OGs back. We got Eileen. We got Kim.
Dorit versus Faye.
We got Brandy. So Eileen.
Yeah. Eileen. We have Rome. We have more crown work, I said. We have Brandy coming in. Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna, you're the bad guy in this movie.
Love that.
Woo.
I can't wait. And then
I cannot wait. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Oh, there was a point at the end in that preview for the mid-season trailer. So if you go back and watch it, I loved when you have Denise. It's that conversation I think that Erica says, or not. Rinna tells Denise, "Ooh, you're so angry." But if you look at the way that Denise is sitting there, she's straight hair with the jacket on her, and I was like, "That's Wild Things." Yeah. That's the one who killed a bitch. That's Wild Things Denise sitting at that table at that moment. She had the hair slick, she had a leather jacket on her shoulders. I was like, "That's the Denise that the table," because her hair, she had that whole the half eyebrow up, I am Denise fucking Richards. I cannot wait to see, and I'm really hoping that rumor is true that she has a 3-year contract, so she has to be back, because I want to see her come out of this Phoenix and take Kyle down.
For Housewives, it was rumored that she has a 4-year contract.
See, that's the thing is I don't know if she would have 4, but I could imagine a 3. But the thing is I want her to, because I want her to come back. I want her to be obligated to come back and raise some hell and do, what do you call it? Revenge. I want a revenge season. You know what I mean? This is her sophomore season, so this is the season that you always kind of fall off. And do you flourish or not? So,
yeah.
Okay, flipping over. Let's talk about Real Housewives of New York City. Okay.
New York.
New York.
This episode was wild, you guys. Like wild, romantic. Like it feels like without Bethany, we are so untethered from food because Bethany would order first. Like as soon as you sat down, Bethany would be like, we'll take two things, the mozzarella, send over the Pop-Tarts, send over this, and this. Okay, we're gonna be sitting down. And like Bethany would order for the table and everything was always happy and everybody was kind of okay. Nobody's eating anymore. They're just drinking now like crazy. Like
drinking like fishes.
And they pull a fucking whole day. They pick back up at the fish market, like at the wharf, and they're having, you know, Bloody Marys and whatnot. And they're all making excuses for Leah's behavior because when Leah looks that bad, their bad behavior doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just all these excuses for Leah. And this whole thing that Leah's like, I had a really bad week with pita chip. I needed to get it out. What kind of a crazy bitch are you? You needed to like get it out like that. Like I understand. Like let me go to a field and yell. Let me go dance with my friends and get real drunk. Or to be like and like doing flips in a yard and like being like she was literally being dragged across the yard, crying. She's pawing at like curtains and things, and she's gonna say that's just how she is. This is who I am. Like she kept on saying that. Like, this is who I am. This boy is gonna kill me today. Not phone. So I love like so they pick up with Elise, and she's basically like, yeah, I think that you're a great girl, but you really just kind of lost it. You went off the deep end, and that kind of like, and Leah doesn't get it. Like Leah just figures like, oh, that's all you guys do. And it's like they don't go like that. And Leah thought that she was fun. Like later on mentions that she was like a fun drunk. So
well she wasn't mean. She was never mean when she was drinking. Like I mean she got emotional, she cried, but she never got like she was a fun I would say she was a fun drunk.
You think Leah's a fun drunk?
I think Leah's a fun drunk.
Leah's a drunk that you meet when you're out and about and you leave her there. You don't go to another place with her. You don't get in a car. You don't like, and that's a person too that like when we're at X right now, we'll meet you at Rich's. You're not riding. Like you need to go by yourself, go your own way. Like it's that whole thing. We got Blair Witch Project.
No.
Elise made a weird comment that she wants to sleep with Leah because of Leah's crazy, so she wants to experience that in bed.
Because crazy people are good in bed.
There we go. We're back at it. So I had that. Sarah shows up. And so what is happening with his internet today? I cannot. So Sarah shows up, which is basically Leah in a wig.
Basically.
I feel like they were parent trapping us the whole entire time because it felt like they never showed both girls like kind of like in the same like shot. Like, you know, it would always be like one would be like in front of the other. And like the whole first like 10 minutes as I was watching, like they would have somebody in front of like Sarah's face as you saw Leah, and then they would flip and you would see Leah's face and you would see Sarah's face. So it feels like they didn't like Leah doesn't really have a sister as they were like bamboozling us all the time. Yay. Talking about Leah's
welcome back again.
I know. I'm like, girl, if it goes out again, I'm like, I'm done. I'm like but keep talking. We're good.
Wait. So anyway, so Sarah's there. She shows up. She's got blue eyes. You look just like her. You just look just like her. I thought I was seeing Leah in double, but it's just her sister. So that's what I imagine was going on in Dorinda's head. We have what else? Oh, I wrote Leah's sister is Bianca, Mariah Carey's alter ego from like Heartbreaker video. Like she puts on a black wig and that's her.
Yeah.
It's kind of that energy. So Dorinda wants to stay in a hotel in Williamsburg. Oh, he's gone. He can comment. So anyway, this whole thing with Dorinda though, she wants to stay like. I love that she treats Williamsburg like it's another country. It's like literally the next city over, bitch. Like it's like going from Hillcrest to like, downtown, the tip of downtown. So it's not that far. Which I kind of love. She's got DVR of Brooklyn macaroon bakeries.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. What was she watching? She was like, she has Travel Channel of Brooklyn.
Yeah, some Travel Channel.
It's like, we're going to eat macaroons. I'm going to get Hannah. Then they have this whole, okay. Tinsley made out with her sister.
Yeah, okay. Well, the way she made it sound is they did it when they were young.
I think she said that they did it 10 years ago.
But no, then they said like when she was 10.
Years ago. Like, I think that because it sounded like Tinsley was like, oh shit, what did I say? Oh shit, what did I say?
Yeah.
Nelson doesn't know why he's canceling. No worries. Okay, so Dorinda. So what do I have in here too? So the sisters, Sonia is just us. She doesn't want to get ready. I'm not going to change my underwear. I'm not changing my clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Ramona's like, we're changing. We're going to find men. We're going to find all these men.
The cougar.
Dorinda's trashed already.
Trashed.
She shows up to Luann's room trashed.
Yeah.
Crying about John, and you feel bad for her. Yeah. But you're kind of like, oh girl, like this is like so much. Like
you're self-mutilating. Is that the word? Mutilating yourself?
Medicating.
Self-medicating. There we go.
Mutilating. Same difference. Potato.
I'm self-medicating right now.
I'm going to after this. What else do we have here? I just wrote Dorinda. She says it's sad, and she starts to cry, and I felt bad. And she says that she wants to leave the party the best person, and that's what she thinks that John is. John was the party, and she wants to leave him the best person. But she also said that John had a really big dick, so she's probably missing that too. I'm just saying. So I think she's quarantined with them, or at least they're around each other. So,
oh, really? I haven't noticed.
She needed her vitamin D.
Yeah.
We click over to the restaurant. It's Tinsley's friend's restaurant. So now Tinsley's like, everybody's on the best behavior.
Yeah.
And her big baby voice. Okay. When they show up, it was kind of like that thing that Aaron said that I need everybody to put their hand in the middle. Break. You know what I mean? So it was like Real Housewives in New York did that at the door. They were like, okay, we're at the restaurant. Break. And then they all ran like in different ways.
Different everywhere in the restaurant.
What's the bathroom smell like? Really, Sonia? Like, and that would have been me because I have to pee all the time. So I would have like ran to the bathroom first. Ramona's doing laps, looking for men. You know, I love it. Okay, so Ramona flirting with this dude. You forgot your pants. Like, okay, was he kind of cute?
He was. The other guy, not so much. The single guy.
Yeah, the single guy that was bigger, he was kind of like the wingman friend that, he gets.
But this guy was engaged that she was flirting with.
Was he, or did he just not want anything to do with these girls for real? You know what I mean?
No, because he kept on talking to them, and then the girls were like, well, I don't think your fiance would like you talking to these women.
Yeah, but I don't think I think they were making, I kind of didn't love that. I didn't love that because it kind of started when Tinsley came over and she made the big deal with Sonia on the one side. You know what I mean? Like they tag team this guy on either side. It was like, half the girls want to fuck him, the other half want to just go eat because nobody actually sat down. It was just a weird dynamic, this whole thing that was going on with these guys, because it was like, what do you call it? like Sonia's sitting there, and she's like, I'm not hitting on him. You know, he's having a drink. He's engaged. I'm not gonna be with somebody who's engaged, even though she was kind of flirting.
Yeah.
And he like walks away. But then when the girls came over, they kind of like entrapped him into a conversation I don't think he really wanted to have. When I felt the first time, I was like, ugh. But then I watched it. I watched it a second time, and it was just kind of like, oh, they kind of played him kind of bad. Like I didn't really love like the. I probably wrote it down. The
Well,
guys
he ended up
engaged.
turning into like a dick though.
Yeah, well, because they were like, wouldn't your girl have like a problem with this? And he was like, no, with this situation, he was like, it's your fucking situation. He wasn't doing anything. They crowded him. I mean, in all honesty, if we were sitting at that bar and when people come over and do that, and you're just like, dude, I'm trying to talk to my friend. It happened to us in Vegas. Remember that guy who came over with his arms around us? We're like standing there and he came over and it was like karaoke day. And he ran the karaoke and he came over and like put his arms around. We're like, we were still having a conversation about something else. And he just starts interjecting. And I think that's what happened because when the girls came over, he goes, this is yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looked at them like, you should jump in. That's what he said to her. That's what he said to his friend, is that you should jump in here because I'm not the single one. But then Ramona like flirted with him. Ramona's got it though. Okay, she touches the guy. She gets flirty. She's like, "Oh, you didn't have pants on." You know what I mean? So it starts a dialogue. And then she was like, "Oh, so you're like in national security? Oh, you got a black belt?" She did that so she can pull his shirt up to look at his belt. Like that is a player baller move. Like she learned that at a boutique 2 years ago from Luana. She's still using it. So like, take his shirt up a little bit to look at his belt. Do you have a gun? She said, I was like, oh, Ramona, she is so horny.
She's a total cougar. That's why she's Mrs. Robinson.
Oh my God. There was the other thing that I loved is that when they were sitting at the table and the girls still weren't coming down, but Dorinda, the waiter came over to like take preliminary drink orders. And Dorinda's like, what's your name? And she's putting on lipstick and she's still putting it on. And she's like, I'm Dorinda Medley.
Medley.
On. And then for the rest of that scene, if you keep watching, she's got the lipstick in her hand. And then changes.
That was her vape.
It changes to a jewel. It starts lipstick. Yeah. For the longest time, she had been putting lipstick on. Then all of a sudden, she's got a vape, all like out of nowhere. She is at a jewel. She's vaping inside the business, which is like, people do that? I thought you had to go outside at a restaurant.
Especially in New York. You can't even be within like the doorway. You have to be like 30 feet away.
It's like serious. The very that. And so like, but she's just jeweling inside
stoned and drunk out of her mind.
But she did pull a thing where everybody actually finally came to sit down and all that madness is going on. And she's like, ladies. And she's like trying to direct air traffic control. She's like, you guys. She's like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I got ghost hunters. I was like, that is so my energy. Like, I don't ever want to stay out that long. I want to be out for like 2 hours, and I'm like, I want to go home and watch something on Netflix. So I'm her. But this whole thing, though, is like, I feel like the girls turn the tables, like Sonia and Ramona. Yeah, they turn the tables a little bit on the younger ones by acting out like that because, like, it was kind of like Ramona was, you fucked over my dinner yesterday. I'm going to fuck over this one tonight. You know what I mean? She had like the corn and she was looking at herself with the corn.
Like, Sonia with the gourds.
Yeah, she's the gourds. And she's like, come on, let's eat the pumpkins or whatever.
It was total chaos.
Absolute. And like Ramona, she's like covering her head and she's crying. Was she crying? Like, I can't take this. I can't take this girl. That girl's a weirdo. And then Leah sees red and she sees ravioli.
Goat cheese raviolis.
Wow. And the thing is the girls didn't even feel it. Their face is so full of like Botox And they had so much alcohol in their system that there was no feeling anything.
Elise is like, you have some ravioli on you.
And like, there's like serious dots all over her.
Yeah.
You don't feel that, Ramona? Like, it was such a wild, wild dinner.
And then did you see the gay sipping the martini in the background? That was my favorite.
That's a memeable moment for the rest of time. Like he's gonna be a GIF. He's got himself a life.
Yeah.
He's got himself a life in this world. So that's kind of how it leaves. Oh, the girls make out.
Yeah.
Leah and
that was weird. And then fall down.
Feels like Leah's just trying to prove something all the time. She's a mess. I don't like her as much anymore. Like
I know. She's shown us a little bit too much of herself.
Yeah, I don't like this person. Like if that's really you. And the thing is so like, the whole next morning as they were like flipping back and forth between like these like scenes, and Leah and her sister, they're like, Leah's like, I'm flabbergasted, you know what I mean? Because like I was fun the other night. Like these girls were not fun. You were
no, you weren't.
No, you weren't fun. Like you were a terrible. I really want to like her again. The thing is, she's doing that more stuff already.
I think she'll come back around.
I hope so. I wrote Elise is the only one okay the next morning.
Yeah.
Like, so like the whole night, the night of, Elise was the only one who had her wits about her. Like she's like,
I don't think she drinks though. That's why.
Dorinda's gone. Tinsley's getting there, and we have geriatric girls gone wild happening. So Elise has had some moments, and so it's weird that she's turning out to be a pretty decent friend of Housewife.
Yeah.
Except there's virtually no followers. That's just saying like the world is not on her side.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like I was looking at her Instagram. She's got like 2,100 followers.
Oh wow.
For being on this many episodes of a Real Housewives franchise. So it's a little bit like, ooh, people don't like you. Like something's up. And so
I could see where people think that she's kind of dry though. She does come off that way.
Yeah. So. She comes off a little bit condescending at times, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And so I think that's a little issue that the girls are having with her. So back to that whole next morning thing is that Leah's, this is who I am. Like you're not 16 years old anymore, bitch. You are 40 years old. You gotta be something else. Like it's not becoming of you. Like
it's not cute.
No, like a 16-year-old, you're like, okay, it's her first time drinking booze. You know what I mean?
Yeah, her first White Claw.
Really? But this bitch, you know what I mean? Let me have 18 shots and let me have all these martinis. When she walked out of the restaurant with the martini glass the night.
Oh my God, I was like, what is she doing?
It's Vegas, baby.
Like no, it's not.
She's walking around with her drink. But all these women, Sarah goes, all these women at some time in their life have had a night where they throw ravioli.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
But then I like how they did like that little, showed each one of them being a mess at their certain point.
Yes.
And it's like, well, there you go.
And we got a glimpse of Kristen Takeman, that episode of her throwing the glass at her. And so I forgot about that. I've been rewatching old like Housewives between other shows because it kind of like, especially when I'm cooking, because it gives me solace. It makes me feel calm. It's like better than I love hearing ladies yell. But like, so I've been watching it. I've been like in the middle of like 4th season. And so like a lot of these Ramona things, like Ramona turned into this monster. You know what I mean? She used to be a lot worse in the past, I think. Like in my, like the way that she used to abuse people and use them. And I think after all the Crazy Eyes situations is like, do you remember like they would always call her Crazy Eyes because of the whole runway thing when she walked on the runway with the big eyes. But now Ramona has this whole thing where she's whenever she's like, what? And she gets all squinty. Like, cause I think she's afraid to open her eyes. Like she's like genuinely afraid to be like, and like be crazy Ramona eyes again. Elise, Ramona, and Sonia are talking about how do we move forward. Okay, Ramona and Sonia are basically saying like she has to have a certain kind of etiquette and demeanor when she's with us, and she's got and like, do you guys know what you guys just did last night? Like, no, like that's not the problem. The problem that Ramona has is they cock blocked her. That's where the problem is. That's where they got mad the night before. They had dropped the whole thing about Leah being a drunk mess. It was at the point where they chased off the hot guy and they were pissed. And they were going to come back to that table and raise a ruckus and be terrible people because they felt like, you know, they got cock blocked. And so that's the problem. And so I don't think the whole problem is Leah's behavior, but they're going to blame it on that because it's easy. It's low hanging fruit and you can make her feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I love how Sarah, she's new to this whole like Housewives game, but she understands that when you're passive aggressive, you really don't have to apologize because you really didn't do anything. But when you're like Leah and you're aggressive, you're a fucking mess and you got to apologize for everything.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing. So, I'm trying to see here what else like. Dorinda and Luann, they have burgers for breakfast. Very much my energy as well. Like I'm into that. When they're both sitting in bed and they go, "You didn't even know what happened last night." Luann, she threw a ravioli.
What?
And then Dorinda, what? She threw a ravioli? Those two ladies, they're like cartoon characters. Then I have Ramona that's just basically saying, act responsibly. That's the issue. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's not the issue. You got cockblocked, bitch. So Sarah ends it with like, who cares about all this? It's just a piss in the ocean. It's just a piss in the ocean. And it's like, oh, look at Dorinda Jr. coming in here.
Yeah, right.
And then they ended it though with Luann saying, Luann and Dorinda, and then Dorinda going, I have a new T-shirt. It's hope for the best, prepare for the worst. It's not a new thing, Dorinda. Like, you can't claim that. Like, Dorinda's just always claiming things. Like, she's like, time to make donuts. Dorinda, you didn't come up with that. Stop. Like, you put it on a pillow. Like, she's like, write it, say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Yeah.
Put it on a cup. Like, Dorinda and all of her like little isms. So we flip back into the city. They ended this one on a very slow note. They didn't really like they took you into crazy highness and they were like kind of like, okay, let's just bring it back to calm. And so we're back in the city. Luann and Ben, I think his name is Ben. Luann and her gay.
No.
They talk about the cabaret.
Yeah.
Okay. Luann did not put cabaret on the map.
No.
She took that out of her head. You don't play piano, bitch, and you can't really sing. Like,
yeah, it's not even a full cabaret. Like, I don't know. It's almost like a stand-up.
She's a karaoke act.
Yeah.
You guys want to see my mom do karaoke? Like, it is kind of what that energy is. But, and then he just feeds into everything with her. Everybody wants to know what you're thinking, Luann. Marry F. Kill? Like, yeah. She's like, I'd marry Bethany, I'd kill Ramona, and I'd sleep with Sonia. Who wouldn't? Like, that's not like, you know, give her a hard one. Give her like Simon Van Kempen, Mario, or Bobby Zarin, rest in peace. Like,
oh my God.
Which one would you do? In that situation, I would fuck Mario and marry Bobby Zarin. And kill Simon.
Yeah.
Okay, so since I've been watching these old episodes, okay, I have a new love for Alex McCord because I hated her when I first watched these back years ago. But now as an adult, I kind of watch it. I'm like, I fucking get it. She's actually kind of like, she's a real person. She was playing the game. And there were times where she would just kind of act it up a little bit too much. She's hyperventilating. And Kelly Ben Simone. Okay, no, you're not angry. You're sad. You're sad. You want to breathe. Kelly Ben Simone is another rocks of like a box of like trouble. We have to go back and watch those on an off season because we have to do like the best of episodes at one point because they're so good. There's so many good ones. But this whole thing, yeah, she put them on the map, and then they're gonna do. He compares her to Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. He's like blowing smoke up her ass.
You know how Barbara has people? Well, you have money, can't buy you class. It's not the same.
Not.
You know how Barbara.
Far from it.
You know how Barbara sings. What's it called? Don't Rain on My Parade. You have Feeling Giovanni. Not the same. Not the same. Leah Michelle isn't singing Feeling Giovanni. Like, it's not a classic song. She might be now that nobody likes her, but still, like. And then they talk about they're gonna have Sonia in a reveal. Like they're totally stealing from drag queens here. That they're gonna have her in reveal dressed after her dress, and it's like, oh, find some drag queens to hook that up for you. And so that's kind of like that little scene. And then we have Leah and her parents, Barry and Bunny.
Doc Hollywood from Back to the Future.
A little bit. I wrote down Leah's parents are if dust wore clothes.
Her mom looked really pretty, though.
Okay.
I think for her age, because she's probably...
Yeah. Her mom kind of reminded me of
the dad looks
yeah, but the mom kind of reminded me of like a halfway point between like what's it called? Do you remember The Shining and the lady in the bathroom? Like the lady in the bathroom didn't have all the sores on her. That'd be her mom. Like if she had better skin, like she looked like her. Oh my god, that's so mean. But still, like it's just what she reminded me of. It's like a thing. It's so mean. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyways, don't write me letters. So this whole thing. Okay, her dad's talking about he has like health issues with this whole esophageal kind of a thing. Basically, it's heartburn, and it's wearing away. And so he orders a Manhattan and fries and fried food, and it's like, bud, come on, like. We saw some Vanderpump Rules when Brittany couldn't have tequila. I can't have mixed drinks. I can just do shots.
No acid.
Ugh. Brittany. Get her off my TV. And then, what's it called? When Leah tells her mom, I just had all this steam to blow off. So I was like out there doing cartwheels and jumping. She goes, in the gym?
No, at the dinner table.
Like, logically, in the gym? No. Under the wedding chuppah, essentially. I picked up flowers and I shook them. She didn't mention that to her mom. She didn't mention, like, destroying the flower arrangements. That's the other thing, too. Is those flower arrangements might have been for something else and they were being used for Ramona. So Ramona probably did have to pay for them. You know what I mean? Like,
probably.
They're probably being used the next day for a ceremony or something. I was like, we'll just get double use out of them. So, in the gym, and then the whole thing is like it's a slippery slope, Leah. Like it's a trigger, and then Leah in her confessional is like, it's like a real trigger for my mom. Like it's like I think it's like she has like PTSD. Yeah, Leah, she does. She had to take her drug addict daughter out of jail, put her in rehab.
Yeah,
it's traumatic for a mom. Like you were doing drugs and alcohol. Moms don't sleep well at night when you're doing that kind of thing. When you can't control yourself. It's one thing if she can just drink a drink and just be like, "Hey, I love this." Leah drinks to get obliterated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't drink to just like have fun. It's just ugh. So that was it. And then we have the relax, relate, and reset tea party. So this one just kind of gave us two different events in the same show. So
yeah,
the thing about New York that's great though is that all these ladies fucking show up.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're always showing up. Dorit, she had coronavirus, so she couldn't show up at one. Garcelle's always shooting new TV shows, but these girls, they all show up, even though some of them are late. The big takeaway from this is there's no alcohol at this party.
Yeah, just tea.
Leah was pissed. She was like, I would have had an edible. You know what I mean? She's thinking that, like, in the back of her head.
They all did look really good, though.
They did look great because everybody was sober and everybody got their makeup done sober.
Yeah.
We've been seeing them party back to back, and the thing is, do their makeup inside of moving vehicles and inside of like fucked up bathrooms when they're drunk. So this is like they all got to get glam because Tinsley came in with hair, she came in with makeup. That dress was cute. I kind of liked it. Ramona, she basically that this is a very proper scene. There's little things that they're trying to teach manners. They're trying to teach Leah manners. Like the way that Ramona puts it, like she's so shady that like this is a really elegant, great party, and it's to teach Leah manners. Ooh, so
she needs to learn manners too.
Yeah, Leah apologizes, but she really doesn't. She apologizes for what she did, but not who she is. So I'm a complete drunk mess. But that's who I am, so you have to accept it. No, I don't have to. Like, get your shit together, bitch.
But that's how all housewives apologize.
Really?
Like, I'm sorry, but
it's like saying, like, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's that TikTok, girl, don't do it.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it.
I did it. It's like her throwing a lamp. Then have you seen me act like that before? When Leah asks. I mean, really? Have you? And Luann goes, oh, yeah, in the Hamptons last week. And then they flash back to her throwing, tiki torches completely naked. Like, they're gonna show her ass from now into perpetuity. She's gonna be showing up.
Totally.
When she's off the show, she's gonna be showing up on these shows. Ramona has a soft spot for her though, and so she forgives her. She's gonna forgive her for this, and we're completely seeing. Oh, I don't know. I'm yawning. I need air. But we're completely seeing that Leah has mommy issues, and she is focusing on Ramona to give her some affection that her mom is not giving her, apparently, or something. So. Sonia and Tinsley arrive, which makes Dorinda needs to pull Tinsley aside. And like, I hated this.
It's like beating a dead horse, I feel. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the big deal? Like, it's not a worthy storyline, I don't think.
It's not like she's cheating on Scott with somebody that they all know. It's none of that. Like, it's not like
she keeps going back to the same person. That's all really? It is.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like so, and it's like Dorinda wants to put shame on it, but at the same time, Dorinda, bitch, you are now single. So if you are not going to disclose every dick encounter that you have, get off of Tinsley's jock. Because the thing is like, and Tinsley, that was a baller move though. She was like, yeah, no, we went to Niagara Falls and we took a plane to Toronto for the day, and then we went back. It was just like, okay, girl. Yeah. Like, yeah, so I would have went too.
Right?
For real. And she got dick at the end of the day. Go. She likes this guy and he's got something over her, so he must be doing it well. So yeah, I just hate that. And so, and the fact that she had a photo, somebody sent her a photo that was probably a fan. It was probably online, you know what I mean?
Or the producers.
Maybe the producers, but I think that there's so much of it now that like it's the fans. Because I don't think Scott wants to be on camera anymore, because they didn't show his face. So, and I think that's the whole catalyst too for why Tinsley's going to be leaving, is because Scott doesn't want this life. He doesn't want to be on that show and everything else.
I don't want your life.
Exactly. He got, because it's like a rumor, apparently after he and Tinsley broke up the first time, when all the stuff like hit social media and it was like all like that drama and everything, he actually sat his staff down, talked to them about, this is the situation that's going on. I'm going to be in the news a whole bunch. If you guys feel uncomfortable, I'm sorry. If you guys would like counseling, just know that this, I mean, like he gave him like a whole thing, and like,
oh my God,
he's apparently like a really good boss and a really good guy to work for. And like really, really tapped in. So Tinsley found herself a good one, even though he's not that cute. But if he grew a beard, he'd be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he bared out, like, we'd be like, "Hey, come to PAX."
Yeah.
So, but I just hate this that Dorinda's like doing that, and I love that Ramona's like, I don't care, like we don't care
Yeah.
that she's with this, and so and she's like, why is Dorinda so concerned about Tinsley? Like, so now Ramona's even starting to be like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Leah's basically saying like, be with him, like fuck everything. If you want to be with him, show up on his doorstep and just go be with him. Tell him you want the ring. That this is it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, and I like Luann. Call the shots. She just yelled, "Call the shots, do it." So, and that's kind of where they end this one. Like, it was like literally like on Luann's like
It was
line.
kind of boring. It was a boring ending.
Yeah, and so because they're gonna go into next week because we're gonna get some drama because it looks like there's gonna be a good fight coming up. We have Ramona's B day, but it's also Sonia and Dorinda's B day, and so they want to
It
celebrate.
looks like Halloween or something.
It's Halloween. Yeah, we're getting the Halloween episodes. This is
Yeah.
when we're usually in Bluestone Manor. We're usually like going over to the Berkshires on these episodes. You know,
Yeah.
because she always likes to decorate her house with the crying Bethany. Remember? It looks like Bethany. Like crying. So I have that written down that they have like, yeah, there's just that big thing between those girls. We have lots of Halloween happening. So I think it's gonna be fun. I like this season. Like New York is really it's going well. They do need I think producers probably thought that Leah was gonna be like the straight man, everyman voice of reason that Bethany was. And they did not get that out of her. Because you know what I mean? Like she was like the one who calls it like she sees it, blah blah blah. Like so
I
this
think that's why Elise is in it so much.
yeah, that's why
She's kind of like that.
they kept inviting her back. Like she says that like in like an interview thing, I've been like listening to like so many podcasts and shit just to like listen to my thoughts. But like in like another podcast thing that she basically said that she's always been there. Like if you go back and if you watch other things, she's always there at the party. She's always there with the girls because she's really genuinely friends with everybody. And this year was the first year that she kind of got herself in there in that first episode, and she said a lot of good things. So the producers were the ones who kept on inviting her back. It wasn't so much.
Cool.
It wasn't always the girls inviting her. It was like, hey, you should come to this shot. You should come to this one. And so she was friend with Ramona. Ramona was like, yeah, let's do it. You know, because Ramona knows that it's somebody that's in her corner. So, but it looks like they're not all getting along right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is like they're at a point in their season where they start talking shit about each other, and Leah is totally against Ramona right now, like just serving shit about her. Did you saw that text I think I sent you? Did we talk about that last week?
Yeah,
about her flexing on her, and then just like there's all these different things that you know. Oh, well, the truth is going to be coming out now, Ramona, that what you did, and so there should be some good moments that are coming.
Crazy.
Yes, I'm very into it. I'm enjoying it so much. So let's wrap this one up. Thank you for joining me today, Gunther.
No problem. Glad I have good internet.
I know. I'm gonna get Nelson to get better internet. This is like one of my favorite parts of like the week just because it's like something to do and like I love talking about this stupid shit. So if you guys are following along, make sure if you guys follow Nelson. He was here earlier for the other portion. You guys can follow him at Yas Queen, 2 A's, 3 S's, and a K. You guys can follow Gunther on TikTok and IG at Gunther Vanderpump. And so, and again, I just encourage everybody to be good to each other. Remember, Black Lives Matter. That's a big deal. It's happening right now. Get with it. Listen to Black stories. Listen to your friends. And this is a show about binge. We call it Binge Bitches because we love to watch TV and we love to make fun of things. And so if you want to watch some series and if you want to have the most basic intro into some Black stories that's actually out there right now, on HBO you can watch a show like Insecure. It's a Black creator. Issa Rae has written that, and she has lots of telling Black stories essentially. And it just kind of puts a little bit more of a human face. And you can also watch things like Dear White People. That's on Netflix. These are very intro to and very easy watch and that really respect the culture. So listen to your Black friends, stick up for your Black friends, march, protest, sign some petitions, get yourselves active. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys there. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Boop, boop, ba-doo.